Have you ever felt like you're in a silent war with the universe? A battle where your greatest victories go completely unnoticed and your trials feel both endless and profoundly personal? Have you looked at the world and questioned why your path seems steeper, more isolated, and fraught with a resistance that others never seem to face? Do you feel a weight on your shoulders that you cannot explain, a sense of purpose that is matched only by the intensity of the obstacles in your way? This is not because you are being punished or forgotten. It is because you are being meticulously prepared. Welcome to the Sigma male community, the one place that understands that the deepest pressure forges the strongest men, and that divine elevation is always preceded by a divine forge. We are not here to offer you simple comforts. We are here to decode the architecture of your destiny and affirm the necessity of your struggle. Today we delve into the sacred reasons why you are being tested so intensely before you are entrusted with the keys to the kingdom. 1. The unbreakable core, depth over speed. The agonizing weight you are enduring, the deafening silence from the heavens as you push against your limits, is not a sign of cosmic indifference. It is the most critical phase of your construction. God is not delaying your throne. He is pouring the concrete for its foundation. Think of the betrayals that chiseled away your naivete, the profound isolation that forced you to become your own counsel, the failures that stripped you of your ego. This is not abandonment, it is a divine excavation. Every ounce of false identity built on the applause of others, every shallow root seeking validation from the crowd, and every reliance on external systems is being dug out and discarded. This process is slow and excruciating by design, because a man who rises too quickly is a tower built on sand, destined to collapse under the first real storm of pressure or envy. True strength isn't built in a day, it's forged over years in the solitary silence where character is the only currency. This bedrock is for the kingdom you are destined to build, not just a career you are meant to have. When the hurricane-force winds of influence finally swirl around you, when the legions of the envious and the desperate clamor for your attention, a man with a shallow foundation snaps. But you, having been hollowed out and refilled with solid rock, will be an immovable landmark. Your eventual elevation will not feel like a sudden promotion but like the inevitable unveiling of a monument that was being painstakingly crafted in secret all along. The world rewards fragility with fleeting fame, but the universe grants enduring power only to those who have become one with the bedrock. Your foundation is being poured in the solitude they fear so you can withstand the storms they cannot. 2. The ego execution, power's true source. Before the universe hands you a microphone that can shift the consciousness of a room with your mere silence, it must first perform a meticulous and often painful surgery on your ego. The seasons of your life where you were overlooked, where you watched men of lesser substance receive the accolades you deserved, were not a cosmic error. They were the operating theater. God was systematically severing the toxic umbilical cord that connected your sense of self-worth to the noisy, fickle validation of the external world. He needed to ensure that your drive came from a place of purpose, not a hunger for praise. If you still carry a desperate need to be seen, to be acknowledged, or to prove your worth to your doubters, you are not yet ready for the weight of true influence. A man who craves the spotlight is a man who can be manipulated by it. The power being cultivated within you is not the loud, performative authority of the insecure. It is the lethal stillness of the man who has nothing to prove. True Sigma power doesn't need to shout. Its very presence commands resonance and realigns the energy of any space it enters. God is ensuring that when your voice finally rises above the noise, it will be a conduit for unvarnished truth, not a bullhorn for your own insecurities. Your power is being purified in the fires of anonymity so that when it is finally revealed, it is uncorrupted by the desperate hunger for likes, followers, or applause. He is not just giving you a platform. He is making you the unshakable pillar upon which a platform can be built. 3. The cycle Terminator, healing generational curses. The pain you carry often feels disproportionately heavy, ancient, and strangely impersonal, as if you are wrestling with shadows that were cast long before you were born. Understand this, your pain is not random, it is ancestral. You are the chosen battleground where the unhealed rage, the emotional cowardice, the silent desperation, and the broken patterns of your bloodline have converged for a final confrontation. God is not punishing you with this burden. He is entrusting you with it. He is allowing you to feel the full, crushing weight of generational dysfunction not to see you break, but because you are the one man in your lineage with the strength and consciousness to finally break the chains. This burden you feel is not a curse. it is your divine demolition charge. Every battle you fight against your own worst instincts, every tear you shed in solitude, every hard-won piece of self-awareness, and every boundary you finally enforce is a tremor that shatters the foundations of a prison that has held your ancestors captive. Your struggles are not merely for your own character development, they are fought on the blood-soaked ground that your fathers and their fathers could not conquer. You are the designated demolition crew, sent to collapse the toxic architecture of the past. When you heal yourself, you are not just saving your own future, you are retroactively healing the past and liberating the future. Your sons will not inherit your wounds, they will inherit the freedom that was purchased by your scars. 4. The unshakable heart, capacity to carry nations. There is a distinct difference between a leader and a king. A leader carries a briefcase and manages systems, but a king carries the hearts of his people. The profound emotional weight you feel, the inexplicable empathy that allows you to absorb the pain of others, and the emotional endurance that seems to baffle those around you, this is not a weakness. This is divine calibration. Your heart is being systematically stress-tested beyond all normal human limits because your purpose is far greater than your own personal success. God is not making you soft, He is making you strong enough to be gentle. He is forging within you a heart that is resilient enough to absorb the projected fears, hopes, and brokenness of the countless souls He will one day entrust to your influence. This crushing pressure you feel now is the spiritual equivalent of lifting immense weights in the gym. It is building the soul muscle required to carry the burdens of others without buckling, to offer sanctuary without becoming a martyr, and to love with strength and discernment. You are not just being prepared to lead a company, you are being prepared to be a harbor for the shipwrecked, a fortress for the vulnerable. Your influence, when it arrives, will not be measured in followers, clicks, or financial success. It will be measured in the number of lives that were rebuilt and the hearts that found refuge in the unwavering strength you cultivated in the lonely darkness. 5. The art of release, discernment over fixing. Your inherent strength, your competence, and your quiet confidence act as a powerful magnet for brokenness. People who are lost, toxic, and trapped in cycles of self-destruction are inexplicably drawn to your light, and your noble instinct is to fix them. You see their potential and feel an overwhelming urge to pour your life force into their depleted spirits, to resurrect what is dead, and to heal what is toxic. But God is teaching you a brutal, necessary lesson through every betrayal and every soul-draining entanglement. You must stop trying to resurrect corpses. Not every broken thing deserves your breath of life, and not every project is your assignment. This is the divine curriculum in the art of release. Every time you are drained by an energy vampire you tried to save, every time your loyalty to someone's potential is met with betrayal, it is a lesson from the universe, not a punishment. God shatters these draining bonds not to break your heart, but to break your habit of mistaking a rescue mission for your destiny. You must learn the sacred art of walking away cleanly, without guilt or apology. Your divine purpose is not to play savior to the people and situations that God has already marked for burial. It is to use your energy to build the new world He has ordained for you. Holding on to the potential of what something could be is the single greatest obstacle to stepping into the reality of what you must become. Release is not failure. It is the ultimate act of discernment and self-preservation. Listen. Right now. That profound exhaustion you feel? That weight pressing down on your chest, a pressure that seems fundamentally unfair and relentless? It is not random noise. It is the collective sigh of generations past. It is the unspoken plea of the men in your bloodline who were trapped in cycles they could not see, let alone break. Through the static of your daily struggle, they are whispering a single, urgent message to you: finish it. You, the man drawn to a channel like the Sigma male community, the one who feels a sense of isolation even when surrounded by people, you were never chosen for an easy path. You were chosen to be the breaker. You were handpicked because you are strong enough, perceptive enough, and fierce enough to stare down the ancient demons of your lineage and declare, with unwavering finality, enough. This fire you are walking through is not a punishment. It is the purification rite for the sacred war you were born to win. Stop questioning the weight of the armor and start embracing the warrior it is forging. Your pain is the key, right now, turning in the lock of a generational prison. 6. The solitary forge, building your own throne. Dependency is the absolute enemy of destiny. The universe orchestrates periods of intense isolation in your life for a brutal but beautiful reason: to completely annihilate your need for a seat at their table. The seasons where you eat alone, celebrate your wins in silence, and lay out your master plans with no one to applaud you are not a sign that you are unwanted. They are a sign that you are being taught the most crucial lesson of the Sigma path. You were not engineered to beg for scraps at someone else's feast. You were engineered to build the entire banquet hall from the ground up. This isolation is not a punishment or an exile. It is your sacred workshop, your private forge. It is where you are stripped of all dependencies and forced to draw power from the only source that can never be taken away, your unshakable inner core. God is ensuring that when you finally step into the full manifestation of your power, you will not need their invitations, their validation, their cosigns, or their applause to feel potent and real. Your sense of authority will be derived from an internal wellspring of self-knowledge and divine connection, making you immune to the emotional blackmail and manipulation that governs the lives of other men. You are being taught to be the source, the creator, the architect. When your time comes, you will not simply be looking to occupy a seat that someone else built. You will manifest the entire room, set the table, and define the terms of engagement. To master solitude is to master the art of creation itself. 7. The silent siege, preparing for the target. Elevation inevitably paints a target on your back. The world does not celebrate the rise of a truly sovereign man. It feels threatened by him. God understands this fundamental truth, which is why he does not test you in the spotlight. He prepares you for the snipers who are already waiting in its shadows. Every early betrayal, every fake smile you detected from miles away, every pang of envy you sense from a so-called friend, that wasn't just a string of bad luck. That was your basic training. It was a divine inoculation program, systematically exposing you to smaller doses of the venom that comes with real influence so that when you face it at scale, you will be immune. He is teaching you to read the subtle energies of a room, to discern intent beyond words, and to trust the wisdom of your gut over the flattery of the crowd. Most men who attain power become corrupted by it, often morphing into the very monsters they once despised. But not you. God is meticulously hardening your spirit without hardening your heart. He is teaching you to use silence as your shield and unwavering integrity as your armor. When the knives of public opinion, professional jealousy, and personal betrayal finally come out, and they will, you will not flinch, you will not fracture, and you will not retaliate in a way that compromises your soul. You will stand as a calm and silent monument of strength, because you have already fought and won these wars in private, 1,000 times over. Your elevation makes you a target. Your divine preparation makes you untouchable. 8. The Purified Inferno, channeling rage into revolution. That fire you feel burning in your belly, that righteous anger at injustice, mediocrity, and deceit, untamed, it is a wildfire that will burn you and your destiny to the ground. But when it is refined and channeled, it becomes the focused flame of a forge capable of shaping worlds. God holds you in the pressure cooker of intense trials not to extinguish your fire, but to concentrate it. Unprocessed rage makes a man reckless, reactive, and dangerous to his own mission. But a Sigma male whose raw fury has been alchemized through the fires of wisdom into unwavering boundaries, razor-sharp discernment, and a relentless drive for purpose? That man is a walking revolution. He is a force of nature. He no longer needs to raise his voice because his very presence dismantles lies and exposes falsehood. He no longer seeks out fights because his radical alignment with truth is the disruption that sends the fragile structures of the ego-driven world crumbling. God is tempering your steel, turning your raw anger into a focused, disciplined, and strategic weapon. When you finally unleash your power, it will not be an act of blind destruction, but one of surgical precision, cutting away the cancerous tissue of mediocrity and deceit from any environment you enter. Your power, once purified, ceases to be mere anger and becomes an unstoppable and cleansing force for truth. 9. The cost of alignment, unpopular truths. True leadership, especially the kind a Sigma male is called to, is not and will never be a popularity contest. It is a lonely, thankless vigil. The universe systematically strips away your need to be liked by everyone because the choices required by your destiny will inevitably rattle cages, burn bridges, and force you to stand in opposition to the collective. Before you are faced with the monumental decisions, walking away from the expectations of your family, shattering the comfortable illusions of your social circle, choosing your inner peace over toxic relationships, God first allows you to taste the sting of smaller, more manageable rejections. This is a deliberate desensitization process. Every time you were labeled as cold, distant, or too intense simply for holding a boundary or speaking an inconvenient truth, you were shedding a layer of false skin. The part of you that secretly craves approval, the hidden people pleaser that resides in almost every man, was being starved and put to death. This preparation ensures that when the critical moment arrives, the moment where you must choose your divine alignment over social or familial approval, you will not hesitate. You will make the hard choice with clarity and conviction, completely free from the emotional blackmail of false loyalty and herd mentality. The unpopular decisions you are forced to make are not acts of cruelty, they are the non-negotiable price of your calling. 10. The uncorrupted influence, soul integrity. In the modern world, men trade pieces of their soul for fleeting moments of clout every single day. The path to hollow success is paved with compromise, diluted truths, and soul-selling bargains. God allows you to see this glittering, seductive world of cheap validation and easy wins with perfect clarity, not to tempt you but to thoroughly disgust you with it. He is testing the nature of your hunger. Will you bend your principles for a few more followers? Will you silence the roar of your inner lion for the approval of sheep? Will you trade the eternal gold of your integrity for the fool's gold of momentary fame? A Sigma male with a compromised soul is no longer a Sigma. He is just another puppet dancing on a bigger string, a sad echo of the king he was meant to be. But you are being forged in the unrelenting fire of authenticity. Your influence and your platform are being built the hard way, the slow way, on a foundation of unshakable integrity, infinite patience, and unwavering truth. This process ensures that your soul remains uncorrupted. When you finally speak, your words will not be engineered for an algorithm. They will carry the immense weight and resonance of a soul that refused to be bought at any price. This is why your rise is slower. It's because your legacy is being built on the bedrock of truth, not the shifting sands of public opinion. Your power will be pure and therefore it will be permanent. 11. The divine disruptor, awakening over acceptance. Your ultimate purpose is not to be accepted by the world. It is to be a human alarm clock for it. The comfort of the status quo is your kryptonite, and mediocrity is your sworn enemy. God has designed your very essence to be disruptive. Your silence is unnerving to the noisy and insecure. Your presence acts as an unfiltered mirror, forcing people to confront the parts of themselves they would rather ignore. Your energy, by its very nature, shakes people out of their comfortable spiritual slumber. The isolation you've experienced, the frequent misunderstandings, the labels they throw at you, arrogant, intense, unapproachable. This is not a failure of your communication. It is the confirmation of your assignment. You are not meant to blend in with the sleepers. You were sent to awaken the dead spaces in them. Stop seeing the tension you create as a problem to be solved, and start seeing it as the evidence of your effectiveness. Your sharp edges are not personality flaws. They are divinely engineered tools meant to pierce through layers of illusion, complacency, and groupthink. The goal is not for everyone to like you. The goal is for the right ones to be awakened by you. They might not thank you for it in the moment, but the ones whose souls you manage to jolt will never be the same again. Your elevation, therefore, is not about gaining applause. It's about creating a seismic shift in consciousness, one uncomfortable interaction at a time. You are the disruption the world desperately needs, even if it doesn't know how to ask for it. So, as we draw this reflection to a close, understand this with every fiber of your being. You are not being punished. You are not being held back. You are being forged. The intense, isolating, and often painful trials you are facing are not obstacles to your destiny, they are the very substance of it. You are an architect of a new reality, a breaker of generational chains, and a pillar of uncompromised truth in a world starving for authenticity. Each test you endure is another layer of steel being wrapped around your soul, preparing you for the weight of the crown you were born to wear. This path is not for the faint of heart, but the men who walk it are the ones who change the world. Here at the Sigma Male community, we don't offer empty platitudes or superficial advice. We provide the forge for the forging. If this message resonated with the fire in your own soul, then ignite the algorithm by liking this video to help it reach other men on the path. Share it with a brother who is walking through his own fire and needs to know he is not alone. In the comments below, affirm your commitment to your own journey by typing, "I am the Forge." And if you have not already done so, subscribe to this channel and ring the notification bell, because our work here is far from over. You must remain vigilant so you never miss a transmission from the front lines of your own becoming. Stay strong, stay aligned, and trust the process. You are the hidden weapon being sharpened in the shadows. The depth of your struggle is the exact measure of the height of your purpose. Hold the line. The forge is hot, but the steel being tempered is eternal.